The AFC South quarterback whose physical readiness you're concerned about the most, C.J. Stroud or Anthony Richardson? What do you have?
Richardson, yeah, Richardson. I think CJ is going to be okay.
You do?
Look, like I just here's the thing. I take both very seriously. I learned a long time ago. I think there was a situation with Cam Newton where I remember hearing, like everybody else was at the time, like, hey, his, that shoulder issue that he's got is going to be okay. And obviously, like, that was something that lingered and wound up kind of derailing his career, like, so I learned a long time ago that anything to do with a quarterback's shoulder, elbow, like on his throwing arm, any of that needs to be taken very, very seriously. Um, I think CJ's got flexibility to wait and to make sure that it heals correctly. And it's not a repeat thing the way it is with Anthony Richardson. This is the outgrowth of an injury in 2023. Like he hasn't had a procedure on it, a second procedure on it. He had the first procedure, but he hasn't had another surgery on it. But it was the second day of OTAs that they shut him down. He's going to go visit with Dr. Neil Elatrash. I believe that's going to happen this week. To go and get it checked out.
Oh, you don't want to hear that name, man.
And Elatrash was the one who did the surgery initially. So it's one of those, Rich, where it's like, when you're talking about like the soreness coming back in the shoulder, and no, he hasn't had surgery yet, but he's going to have more opinions on it. It just gets you worried, so I would say I take both of them very seriously because, anything to do with a quarterback's throwing shoulder, elbow, wrist, whatever is serious. But, when it's a repeat thing, that's where it's like, oh boy, so yeah, I think it seems, at least right now, like there's a really good chance Daniel Jones is going to be the starting quarterback for the Colts in week 1. And Anthony Richardson faces a lot of uncertainty going forward.
Starting quarterback week 1 for the Cleveland Browns. What do you think?
I think it's going to be Flacco.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I know you've talked to Joe. I really appreciate his perspective on things. It's great talking to him. It's like, I mean this in the most endearing way possible. It's like you're talking to the ace pitcher, the slow pitch beer league softball team, talking to him. You know what I mean? Just the great perspective he has about it, like, how lucky he feels to be out there and what a great time he's having. And I think he's had a great effect on their quarterback room. That's been a tough place over the last few years for obvious reasons. And, like just in talking to Joe a couple of weeks ago, just hearing his perspective on the whole thing, like how this isn't something I have to do. This is something I get to do. Like OTAs, training for the season, those aren't things I have to do. I get to play in the NFL. And I think, you've seen a certain looseness to him in the way that he's played when he's had the opportunity to play the last couple of years. And so, I think they're going to give Joe the opportunity to go out there and at least give it a go and see what it looks like early in the season, because I think he's probably the guy right now that engenders the most belief on behalf of the other people on that roster because of what he did 2 years ago. Kenny Pickett's still an unknown. Obviously, Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel are rookies. So I think at least to start, unless one of the other guys is outstanding in camp, my guess would be Joe is going to have the opportunity to start. And hey, he even said, like he said to me, they don't have to give me all the reps right now. They know I'll be ready to go. So even if, you see during mini camp this week, okay, Kenny Pickett's getting the first team reps or one of the two rookies is getting some opportunities, a big part of that is because they have an idea of what Joe Flacco is.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.